Because single moms are out here making it happen. You trying to say that we don't deserve love from high value men?
These pick-me bitches who sit around with these men just to have a man in their child's life.
Middle of smashing her on the couch, the living room window lifts up and that mofo climbs in.
Single moms are proof that women are natural leaders.
It's just a horrible trait to have. Like, yes, have your preferences, but don't go and shout down a whole group of people in society.
Most of the time, those women don't tell them about any kids until that man is hooked.
Anybody trying to date me, my bills are your bills. So I don't care whose car it is.
Yeah, he don't care if you have a child.
I saw a guy on here say no high value man wants a single mom. And my question is, why do y'all hate us so much? What did the single moms do to you for you guys to feel like we are just the bottom of the bottom? Like, God forbid I took care of my responsibilities instead of getting an abortion. Because, you know, it would have been easier for me to, just be like, let me go ahead and get rid of that because I'm not married. But I decided to go ahead and take care of my responsibilities. And yes, I could have married my child's father, but guess what? My mental health was dwindling trying to keep her in a two-parent household with somebody that was cheating on me all the time. The woman with no kids next to me could have 7 to 8 abortions under her sleeve. Does that mean she deserves a high-value man because she went to the abortion clinic 7 times? I mean, what is up with that? Because single moms are out here making it happen. You trying to say that we don't deserve love from a high-value man, whatever that really means? So we deserve to get the bottom of the bottom. We get the bottom of the barrel, man. Is that what you're trying to say?
I think it's a bit strong to say that why do some men hate single mothers? I don't think hate is the right word. I think a lot of the sort of direct speech that you hear from men about single mothers is about the frustration. Because I'm old enough to remember single mothers had a different aura and attitude about them. They had an attitude of down to earth, of, hey, I know my situation isn't the best situation for a man, so I'm gonna have a more pleasant attitude. I'm gonna be more agreeable. I'm gonna be more this.
You know, there's a lot of single mamas, and shout out to every single mama that come across this content, baby. If ain't nobody rooting for you, honey, I am. These pick-me bitches who sit around with these men just to have a man in their child's life but going through miserable can't smile bigger than you. Okay, because a lot of us single mothers freed ourselves up from these P3D05 fathers that like to stick around for the quote-unquote advantage of what their evil doers asses is doing. These drugged up baby daddies who ain't shit, they just in the baby's face and taking up space. And a lot of women stay getting beat up just to have, for the sake of having the daddy around, knowing that really if they leave it will be better, but they stick around for the kid to have. It's a whole lot of women who are in relationships who are still single married mamas. You married, but you still doing everything that a single mama do, but you got to take on the bullshit for this nigga too. Like, stop trying to come for us. We're not out here playing with you. We're playing with our kids. Don't play with.
The single fathers are on TikTok posting that they a single father and doing what they supposed to do because they created a child. They get so much more support and love than single mothers. They applaud them. They get cookies, rewards. I'm talking about thousands of comments, follows, shares. They viral. But let a single mother post, her content. She trying to blow up too. She, you know what I'm saying? Like, help me out. I'm a brokey. I'm a stay-at-home mom. I'm just trying to make a little some ends meet, trying to make a little money for me and my family. Whoopty why? Ain't nobody really supporting that. They scroll right past us. Not to mention, they sit up there and dog us for becoming single moms. Oh, well, just another single mother that should have kept her motherfucking legs closed. This world is fucked up. Like, y'all will sit up there and support the fathers when it's a small that do have full motherfucking with no support and help from the mother. I'm talking about 5%. And they straight be, I'm at this point, I'm just starting to think that y'all just be dick riding. I don't know what it is. Like, what's in the water, but that's dead. Y'all need to kill that. Everybody deserve support. Single mothers, we been doing this shit. We true to this. It's way more single mothers than it is single out here. Most of y'all motherfuckers is deadbeats and don't even take care of y'all motherfuckers seed. So for y'all females, y'all need to quit supporting that bullshit. Cause they don't support us. Do you see them over there supporting your page as a single mother? Okay, well sit your motherfucking ass down and shut the fuck up and keep scrolling just like they do us.
I wonder why they left. The anger. You guys can see it, but you shouldn't be angry. What you have to understand, the reason why men are supported, because that's not favored anymore. What's happened is ever since child protective laws has gotten more stringent, and also since child support, who are the ones that want the child now? It's been stated by the government that the child is better with the mother. But does it develop better with the mother? Does it get the best care with the mother? Does it learn the best morals with the mother? That's not the case. The child usually does better with the father. So men are supported. What you're doing on a regular, it gets supported by men because we do it with such class. No offense to you. Look at you cursing as you explain yourself. See the problem?
Dating single moms, it can be complicated, or at least it was for me. It came with a lot of drama. One chick I was messing with, she had a baby daddy that was like still super obsessed with her. He was just doing a lot of weird stuff. This guy, long story short, what ultimately did this one for me, aside from the guy blowing her phone up, calling all the time, if he knew I was over there, he really got nuts then. I mean, he would really be calling all the time, driving by the block. Dude knocked on the door a few times. We was in the living room. We was getting it in, all right? The mofo lifted the living room window up and climbed in. I repeat, he lifted the living room window and climbed in. I'm in the middle of smashing her on the couch in the living room. The TV's on. I'm in the middle of smashing her on the couch. The living room window lifts up and that mofo climbs in. I was absolutely done. I jump off of her, dick swinging, and I'm just like, what the actual... So, no, I was done. I grabbed my clothes, got dressed right quick, right there in front of him. She yelling at him, yada, yada, yada. I don't have time for that, man. I was done.
This is the way. Hilarious. Shout out to JFK Gomez for that clip, but the man is done. Why would he not be? Now, this is an extreme case. These things do happen. A lot of you, not all, but there are a large number of, have jealous baby daddies. Who's a degenerate? Who you shouldn't be with. I'll give you ladies that. A lot of these guys you shouldn't be with. Why did you lay with him to have a baby with him? Men want to avoid that. So imagine he comes across like the guy that was in the stepdaddy role and would never be there. But could you imagine? But look what happened to him. The man is trying to get some peace leave and you come hopping through the window. Now, I remember I was that guy, but I was young. You know, when you 19, 20 years old, you do childish things. But that man could have been older, acting like a child. You never know what's going to happen with a single mom.
I always say right now, if I get pregnant for someone that I am not married to, Father, forgive me, but we know Wagwan, because I'm not having another kid.
But if you have it, that means you wanted it.
No, absolutely. And then, and so...
Can I ask you a question? If women can have an abortion based upon that, and they don't care about men's feelings, don't you think men should be able to have a financial abortion? Hold on a second. If you can
As in not take
hold on a
any
second.
financial
If I want a
responsibility for the
child,
child.
if I get you pregnant and I want the child and you don't want the child based upon wherever in your life, you just said you're gonna do what you have to go and do, yeah?
Yeah.
Abort the mission, yeah?
I didn't say abort the mission. I said we're gonna talk to
You're
God,
going to
yeah.
abort the mission, okay? But guess what?
Yeah.
You don't care about my feelings. You don't care that I may have wanted to be a father. You don't care, innit, yeah? So you abort the mission, cool, innit, yeah?
Yeah.
But then, let's say I don't want the child and you want the child, yeah?
Do you know
Hold on
what?
a second, wait,
I
hold
know
on a
what you're
second.
gonna say.
Hold,
No, wait.
But
Because if you say you don't want the child, should you be allowed to step back?
no, I'm saying something. I'm showing the hypocrite. I'm saying, right, there's a lot of men, yeah. I may have wanted a child. You don't know. I may have had a child with a girl and she may have got pregnant. I may have wanted it. I'm not saying I wanted it, but it could have happened, right? And she could have aborted that child, had no say in it. So therefore, don't you think that men should be able to have financial abortion? If a woman has the right to choose, my body, my choice, don't you think the man should be my wallet, my choice?
So, okay.
Real talk alert.
Cool. Perfect. I've had this conversation with someone before. She had a child. The guy told her from the jump, I don't want this kid. If you keep this kid, I'm not going to be involved. She decided to keep the kid. When the child was born, he maintained. He has stood 10 toes on what he said. And I have said to her, whilst I still think he's a waste man.
Why?
Because that's his blood. Aside from her, that's your bloodline. Yeah? Aside from however you feel about your baby mom, it will never change the fact that that's your bloodline. So that's fine. I still agree that he said from the beginning that's what he didn't want.
There's a certain
but
amount,
that doesn't take away the fact that
you
I
do
still
realize
feel like he's
there's
waste.
a certain amount of attachment that men get to women
To the baby. Yeah.
So I want you guys to understand, like, stop putting semen and bus and you trying to think that means something. A man busts inside of you, he does not attach that
to the child.
Okay?
Yeah.
I want you to understand this. Now, traditionally, having a child outside of wedlock, they would have called you a whore, they would have called those kids bastards. This is what it is, and this is what it's still called now.
Yeah,
that's what I grew up to, right? Okay, cool. So what we're doing right now is we're calling people baby mamas, single mothers, but people could be saying a lot worse, but we're not doing that. What you want to do is this. I'll be honest with women. Marriage protects women, okay? Because you guys initiate divorce and, you know, you get most of everything. The kids go with you and, you know, suicide rates and men's depression, all these things, right? So if you want to be protected, what women, you don't want child support. You want spousal support and alimony. The problem is you become baby moms, not you per se, but I'm saying they become baby. Having a child with someone is equal to be married to them. It's the same thing, okay? It's the exact same thing. In actual fact, you're connected straight away. So if you're willing to give a man a child, you might as well secure the ring, because if you decide to leave, at least now he has to pay for you. What you're doing is you're finessing yourself out of what was actually good. Now you're getting child support. Child support don't mean nothing. That's a couple bills. That's not going to change your life. And if your man is self-employed, just forget about that. Yeah,
you're
you know what I mean?
Yeah.
So why I try to put onus on the woman is because I look at women. Women are the prize. Women have always been the prize. But you don't become the prize when you allow bare man to start unwrapping the prize and passing it around.
For your kids, okay, let me ask you this. How are your kids are going to be an asset to me if I was dating you?
I would never date a man that ever asked me no craziness like that.
I wonder you stayed single. See,
I would never.
But
Because you would never ask me how my kids would be an asset to you.
That's the thing.
That's insanity.
But see, I'm coming from a logical standpoint. You have to ask those questions.
Any woman,
and let me say one more thing.
It's going to let you say, how can your kids be an... No, sweetie, no.
How are your kids are going to be an asset to me if I was dating you?
I would never date a man that ever asked me no craziness like that.
See,
I would
I'm gonna tell you right now, any man that's gonna ask you a question like that thinks that he's doing you a favor by dating you as a single parent, and you should be grateful. And that's how he's going to treat you and your children, as if y'all should be grateful that he is willing to tolerate you and your offsprings. Okay, I would never, like, what can your children, what benefit is...
Stop her right there before she finishes. This is exactly why men don't want single moms. The man, he's trying to be logical. Logical question. He asked it the wrong way, but he asked a logical question. He took it like he's trying to say, what are your kids bringing to the table? Of course not. That's how she's taking it. These are young children. He knows that. What he's saying is they can't do anything for me. He should have said that. No, I don't want single moms because these children can't do anything for me. They're not my kids. Simple and plain.
Are your children to me? What the like? Honestly, what kind of question is that even? And what woman? What as a woman, any woman who thinks that this is an acceptable question, I want to know, what answer would you give someone that asks you that? Because to me, now I automatically know my children are not safe in your presence, and I would never allow my children to be around you. I would never allow my children to, I would never bring anyone into my home that feels like, well, if I'm going to date you, what benefit are your children to me? To you? What the fuck? What do you mean by that? Like, I really can't wrap my mind around it, because it just doesn't make sense. Like, what do you mean, what benefit are they to you? What benefit are you to them? What benefit is me bringing you into our lives are you going to have for them? It's one thing to say what benefit is the woman that you're dating to you. You know what I'm saying? But to say what benefit are your children to me is very fucking weird and very creepy. Men are getting creepy.
My biggest fear with raising sons as a single mom is that they're possibly going to grow up and think that the women in their generation shouldn't complain about being a single mother because they watched me do it. You see, a single mother is going to create one of two men. You're either going to create a man that watched his mother struggle so he would never put another woman through that, or you're going to create a man that watched his mother struggle but get it done and think that that's normal. Like, oh, well, my mom did it, so it's okay. I don't want them to have that mentality just because they watched me do it. You see, I don't complain to them about being a single mother because I don't want them to think it was terrible raising them. So I'm like a little conflicted because I also don't want them to grow up and think, well, my mom was a single mom, so other moms should do it. Why are you complaining about being a single mom? My mom.
Child-free women or single mothers?
This is a tough one, because honestly, it seems like it's a photo finish in terms of which one of us they hate the most, single moms or child-free women. If I had to guess, I would say that they hate child-free women more, because at least single moms have fulfilled their natural purpose, right? They've done the reproductive labor. We haven't. We somehow cheated the world out of the reproductive labor that they were entitled to from us. But I'm going to reference Lizzie's series on threats to the patriarchy.
Single moms are proof that women are natural leaders, so much so that people don't even acknowledge when women are leading their families because it's expected. In the absence of her child's father, a single mom is supposed to just wither away and die, or as some would call it, take accountability. Single, child-free women. Let me ask you a question. In a world where a woman could quite literally go outside and hail a man like one would hail a cab, what would happen if all women discovered that they can get to their destinations using their own vehicles? So the objective is to make the end zone look like a lonely, sad place that nobody wants to be. When in reality, single, child-free women are the happiest demographic in the world. And when people see single, child-free women living their lives and being happy, this forces people to reevaluate the world around them as well as how they see themselves. Her time is truly her own. Being single and child-free as a woman opens up a world that women have not experienced for a long time, and that is a world of freedom. And as more and more women are getting a taste of this freedom, let's just say it's getting real scary in these patriarchy, misogynistic streets.
Notice that the reason why single moms are a problem is because they prove that women are natural leaders, according to Lizzie. And they prove that the sort of posturing of the cosplay of leadership that men do isn't really.
She said that because so many single mothers are struggling. And they want someone to help them. Now, she comes across like a lady who had a surrogate, right? I'm sorry, she does. I want to be a strong woman. I'm a feminist. Surrogate baby, she's next. Her eggs are probably fried, but she's next on the chopping block.
Leadership, that it's actually pageantry. Child-free women, on the other hand, choose themselves. They are living, breathing, walking examples that a woman can choose herself and still lead a great life. and the world expects women to serve everybody else. So in that sense, I actually think that they hate child-free women more, particularly single child-free women, because they chose themselves first and foremost. They're not in service of the system in the same way that single moms or even married moms are. So with single moms, the patriarchy is saying, hey, you're doing the reproductive labor we want, you're just doing it wrong. You're making men look bad. So instead of saying, hey, good job doing this on your own, this seems really difficult, we say, oh, it must be your fault that your man left and you can't keep a man and you're a failure, etc. Whereas with child-free women, the patriarchy says, you're not doing the labor that we, the system, the patriarchy, are entitled to receive from you. You're not performing that free reproductive labor that we want. So that's where the you're going to die alone with cats, all those threats happen, to scare you into submission, to scare you with the threat of loneliness in order to get you back in line, get you to have babies. And that explains why, Mikey, you get threats like, I'm going to come there and put a baby in you to force you to do this labor that you should be doing, to force you to center someone else other than yourself. So single moms still center other people, their children, but they're not centering a man also at the same time. Whereas child-free women are centering no one. Single child-free women are centering no one but themselves. And if you're a married child-free woman, I think that might even be a little bit worse, because with single child-free women, they can pawn it off as, oh, well, nobody wanted her. But when you're a married child-free woman like yourself, it's like, okay, well, a man chose you. Why aren't you giving him a legacy? I mean, either way, we can't win no matter what we do. But I think child-free women edge out single moms just slightly in terms of who's the bigger threat to the patriarchy and therefore who they hate the most. That's just my opinion. I tagged those 2 videos featuring Lizzie, and I'll actually tag her as well, because I'm curious to see what she thinks of this question.
And I get it. There's men that prefer not to be with women with kids. Like, we get it. We hear you guys. We hear you loud and clear, okay?
Nah, man don't want any woman with kids, you know? Don't want no woman with kids, you know?
Like, any man that is so vocal about, I don't want a woman with kids. Why on earth would anyone want to be with someone like that? Why? Because it's just a horrible trait to have. Like, yes, have your preferences, but don't go and shout down a whole group of people in society and make them feel worthless about themselves just because you don't want to date one. Make it make sense.
Don't tell people you got kids. How do you think those women with 5 kids end up with a man that takes care of them? You think they bring their 5 kids around on the first date or tell them about all their kids on the first date? Most of the time, those women don't tell them about any kids until that man is hooked. Okay. Then she say, oh, well, I got kids. She don't say how many. She ease it on in there. Well, I got kids. And then the man is all begging to meet the kids. And she's like, no. And then he's like trying to prove himself. I promise I'll be good. I need to know if this is real first. So you need,
Pure evil.
I need to know. So he proves himself and invests in her even more. And then when he finally gets to meet them kids, like it's the grand prize, 5 kids, and he's honored. Okay. This is how you got to do it. You got to make your kids seem like the ultimate prize. Oh, you don't get to meet my kids.
Delusional.
You don't even tell him you have kids until he's ready to commit fully to you and is paying all your bills.
Sure about that? You sure about that? You sure?
Why would you want to start your relationship off with a lie?
Exactly.
Just be honest from the jump. If he's feeling you, then he'll stick around. And he'll definitely leave if he finds out you've been lying about having children. Some men don't mind dating women that has children, and some do. Stop taking relationship advice from someone that's teaching women how to use men. And if you choose to, keep the same energy when he play you.
Anybody trying to date me, my bills are your bills. So I don't care whose car it is. You're trying to date me. You're trying to take a load off of me. So my car is your car. You cover the bills. I don't know. Simple. You're trying to date me, so my bills are your bills. Period.
Check the single woman box.
I'm beyond grateful that I run to females like this. And if I did, I would just walk away as soon as she say something like this. I'm not adding another bill to my table that doesn't benefit me or make my life easier. Don't tell me how I'm the man and how I'm supposed to be the provider, or tell me what a man's supposed to do when you're not traditional yourself. And what's wild is that some females expect this type of treatment after the first date.
To break to a wealthy man once he's invested that you have a child, or say nothing until things become more serious marriage. Okay. Yeah, he don't care if you have a child.
Someone call a search party because these TikToks are lost in Delulu land.
Okay. They're trying to date you, not your child. So keep it about the dating. Women want to give so much information away in the beginning that it spoils the whole dating process. Okay. How is this man going to concentrate on how cute you are, how sexy you are, how much money will he want to give you when you sitting over there talking about children? Keep that a secret until you know he's finna pay bills. If he ain't paying no bills, he don't need to know about your kids.
It's an evil world we live in.
Sprinkle, sprinkle. Break it to them when they break you some checks. When they've invested enough to not care, man. Okay. And also, like, I know as mothers, we're proud of our children, and, you know, we don't want to deny them. Don't deny yourself first. Okay. Remember, you're dating, not them. It's not a family affair. Not until later, until he becomes a family affair provider. You get it? What does it mean when a guy you are dating for 10 months pays?
Now, she's giving advice as a 304. I'm sure in a past life, she did something strange for a little piece of change for a lot of men. I'm sure she sat at bars looking for rich men, just like a 304 does. She's explained it. She's done some things strange for a piece of change. I mean, what did she talk about? Sprinkle, sprinkle, get what I want, and give them. Of course, you're giving them something. You want to give it to them. That's who they give it to the most. And wonder why men are running around thinking the way they do. Because a lot of men know, get the bag, you get the woman. And a lot of men don't want to play that game anymore. As the middle clip showed, when the guy had the other guy, the girl's boyfriend, ex, break inside the living room. What did it show after that? Going across these shores. And that's what more men are doing, because they realize it's definitely more to life than dealing with nonsense like that. Thank y'all for watching. See you next video.